Tokyo, 11:58 p.m. The last train slides in, doors open, and 1,000 people move like one body. Same rhythm, same direction, same silence. And if you watch closely, you notice something unsettling. It's not that people are alone. It's that they're unreachable. Here's the hook. In a place this crowded, you can still be socially invisible. And tonight I'm going to show you why, using one simple model and 3 mechanisms that quietly erase belonging. The third one is the trap. It feels like connection, right up until it fails you. Let's clear one myth immediately. Loneliness isn't a personality type. It's not the shy people. When loneliness rises across a society, it rarely means millions of people became less likable. It usually means daily life changed in ways that made the bridge between people thinner. Now, a quick anchor so we're not floating. Japan's Cabinet Office has published national survey materials on loneliness and isolation. In 2024 reporting, a headline figure widely discussed in summaries is that roughly around 4 in 10 respondents said they feel lonely at least sometimes, across categories from rarely to always. The exact categories depend on the questionnaire, but the signal is consistent. It isn't rare. Here's the twist that flips the story. When you look at more frequent loneliness, the stronger end, young adults show up more than many people expect. In one reported breakdown from the 2024 materials, ages 20 to 29 were around 7.4% for reporting loneliness often or always. Survey wording matters, so treat it as an indicator, not a permanent truth. The meaning is simple. This is not only an aging society story. This is a right now story. And when something this personal shows up in national data, governments tend to do one of 2 things. They either treat it as private, an individual issue, or they build public coordination, like a social condition. Japan leaned toward coordination. In 2023, Japan passed a law and created a national framework aimed at advancing measures addressing loneliness and isolation. That doesn't prove cause and effect, but it tells you something important. Loneliness is being treated as more than a mood. It's treated as something that can spill into health, work, and community life. So tonight we're not doing who's to blame. We're doing what changed. Here's the model to hold on to, because it's the reason this whole story makes sense. Belonging is a bridge you cross without thinking. It's a coworker who notices your face and pauses for half a second. It's a neighbor who recognizes you in the hallway. It's a friend who checks in without needing a reason. You don't notice that bridge when it's strong. You notice it when it's missing. Loneliness isn't simply being alone. Loneliness is needing the bridge and realizing a few planks are gone. Not all of them. Just enough that crossing starts to feel expensive. And now the promise. I'll show you how the planks disappear. Not with one tragedy. With 3 normal mechanisms. Each one feels harmless. Together, they make reconnection expensive. And the third one is the easiest to miss, because it feels like help. Mechanism 1 is time compression. Modern life doesn't just take your hours. It takes your margin. The day runs long. The commute eats what's left. The calendar fills itself. And when you finally get quiet, your energy is thin. That's where loneliness begins for many people. Not as sadness, but as scheduling. Here's what most people miss. Loneliness often begins as logistics, not emotion. You don't decide to lose people. You just stop showing up. Once becomes twice. 2 becomes next week. Next week becomes I'm slammed. Then suddenly you haven't seen anyone in months. Here's the scary part. Nothing bad had to happen. And then a quiet thought appears. They're moving forward, and I'm out of sync. That thought turns a simple invitation into a risk. It turns I'm tired into I don't belong there anymore. Time compression doesn't just remove hangouts. It removes repeated presence. And repeated presence is how trust forms quietly. Now here's the line to keep in your pocket. Belonging isn't built by intensity. It's built by repetition. Mechanism 2 is the one-person life at scale. And this one is subtle, because living alone can be peaceful and chosen. But at scale, it changes one invisible system humans rely on without noticing. Passive care. Passive care is the support you receive simply because someone sees you. When you live with others, small changes get noticed early. A missed meal. A different tone. A longer silence. When you live alone, you can drift quietly for a long time without anyone clocking it. Not because nobody cares, because nobody has access to your ordinary moments. Japan's policy materials have included projections that single-person households could become a very large share in the future, with commonly cited figures around the mid-40s% by 2050. Again, that doesn't mean living alone causes loneliness. It means a society can become quieter in a way that hides distress. And invisibility teaches a strange lie. If I reach out, I'll be a burden. So you wait until you're better. Until your story feels clean. That waiting becomes silence. Silence becomes distance. Now we reach the mechanism that keeps people trapped, because it feels like connection. If you've ever told yourself, "But I talk to people all day," this is where the story turns. Mechanism 3. Digital substitution. You can be connected all day and still feel like nobody truly has you. A feed gives stimulation. A chat gives updates. But support is not updates. Support is slow. Time, attention, repeated presence, and someone staying long enough for the silence to be safe. Digital life speeds contact up. Quick replies. Quick reactions. Constant pings. While real support stays slow. So your brain gets social noise, but your life loses social holding. And that's when loneliness becomes confusing. You tell yourself, "I talk to people all day." Yes, but being updated isn't the same as being held. This is the modern paradox. High contact, low holding. And here's the hidden switch. Constant contact can trick you into feeling supported right up until the moment you actually need support. It can feel like there's a net. Until you step into empty air. Now hold one question in your mind. What does the far end of this pattern look like when re-entry becomes too expensive? That's where an edge case gets mentioned a lot. Hikikomori, severe social withdrawal. This isn't the same as ordinary loneliness, and it shouldn't be used as a label for people. In some survey and policy contexts, it refers to prolonged withdrawal from social participation. Publicly discussed estimates have sometimes placed this in the millions, depending on definition and measurement. The reason it matters isn't the headline number. It's what it reveals about re-entry. Because once someone disconnects deeply enough, reconnecting is not just go outside. Reconnecting becomes a negotiation with shame, fear, lost routines, and the feeling of being out of sync with everyone else. The longer you're out, the more expensive re-entry feels. And here's the unsettling part. A city can run perfectly and still let people slip. Trains on time, streets clean, people polite, services functioning. And still more people feel unheld. Because belonging isn't a feature you can buy quickly. It isn't a subscription. It's an environment. And environments can be designed, often accidentally. Convenience reduces the small frictions that used to create contact. Delivery replaces the small conversation at the store. Remote work removes the hallway. On-demand life removes the tiny overlaps where you'd normally be seen. You don't have to knock on a neighbor's door. You don't have to rely on anyone. You can live a full day without being truly seen. That's not a moral failure. It's a design shift. And once enough people live inside that shift, loneliness stops being a private emotion. It becomes a social condition. Now return to Tokyo. 11:58 p.m. again. The last train arrives. The platform is full. The city is bright, orderly, fast. Your phone lights up, and it's just a notification. Remember this line. A crowded place can still be a lonely system. And the question isn't what's wrong with lonely people. The question is what changed in daily life that made belonging harder to keep, even for people who want it. Because planks don't fall all at once. They disappear quietly. Until one night you look around in a crowd and realize you're alone. If you felt this, it wasn't weakness. It was design. And once you see the design, you can't unsee it.